Welcome back to another Rat Phase 44 Reviews. My name is James, and today we have G.I. Joe Classified Series Range Viper. So let's get this started! So before we get this started, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, make a comment down below, share with your friends. We do fun action figure things here. So before we look at Range Viper here, we're going to take a look at the packaging and the artwork. So we have a really wicked digital render of Range Viper here, standing in a jungle. There are some purple crystals, some bushes and whatnot around him. And we have a really nice artwork here on the side. Really cool. Check that out. There is it's in this blue and red tint, like a red shadow that is casting on the side of his face. His brains are kind of showing, and he has this crazy type of skull mask. Very cool. You got all the accessories here up on the corner. G.I. Joe logo, Cobra logo, Hasbro logo. And on the side of the packaging, you have the same type of artwork, just in a larger format. Very, very creepy looking artwork. I love it. Number 76 in the line. And on the back of the packaging, there was another digital render. 6.3 inches tall. All the accessories. Zoom in shots of his Cobra logo on the shoulder. You got a profile picture of Range Viper with his silver brains showing there. Boring stuff on the bottom. Blue depiction of the same artwork, number 76, QR code. So I got my trusty scalpel here. Let's open it up, take a look. So let's pull it out. Boom, there it is. Quick shot of Range Viper in the cardboard imprisonment. And we have his footlocker here with the accessories. Range Viper, number 76, Cobra logo. Hefty amount of accessories, a little bit tougher to rip. Let's dump out the accessories. So let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories from smallest to biggest, like we always do in this channel. First off, we have a tiny little sidearm here. Has an extended magazine, as they say. I've seen pictures of this that there was some molding problems, but this looks accurate to the picture. So you can see the picture here. It is exactly what is depicted. Glad I don't have any molding issues. We have one SI, just like the vintage, and guess what? We'll have a vintage comparison later on this video. It's a little ornate. It has kind of a longer type of blade on it. I don't know if this is a SI, but it looks very reminiscent of one. Next, we have this handkerchief. I believe this came with the regular Viper. It's all in black, and of course it is bendable soft plastic. We have this ammo box that fits onto the weapon that he has. This came with rock and roll and tunnel rat, I believe. Nice gold paint application on the ammo here. A little bit of detail on the box here. Nothing special. Next we have this little axe, the pickaxe type of thing. Looks like there is a tool on the bottom of this weapon. Very kind of cool. This is I'm thinking this is the first time we get this in the line. There's a little bit of a handle detail down here. Very cool. Next we have this bullet bandolier. Very cool. Done in this type of gold plastic. There is a kind of tape, black tape that kind of runs on the inside. That is kind of neat. I believe Tunnel Rat has the same one, and potentially Rock and Roll has two of them. Next we have this machine gun. I believe this is the first time we get this in the line. Let's go ahead and put the ammo box on. So at the bottom of this rifle, we can go ahead and slot it into this tiny little groove. And it fits in just like that. And you can put the bullets into the little space that's at the top of the so-called rifle here. Mine is not too bent. It is made of softer plastic, like we always know in G.I. Joe Classified series. But still, it looks really cool. It's like a blaster looking rifle. Not too bad. Check that out. And next we have this type of grenade launcher. I believe the barrel does spin in the inside, and it is rubbery, of course, like I continuously say. It has like a scope right on top here. Not too bad looking, but again, I prefer the Valorverse rocket launchers, or grenade launchers I should say. And lastly, we have his backpack. It is in a cardboard wrap, so we can go ahead and disengage that. There it is. And I'm not sure about these hoses, where they go, but we'll take a look. Very cool backpack. I believe this is the first time we got this in the line. There are some kind of, looks like there's maybe some rounds here. Nice red paint application here, like a battery or whatnot. A little bit of readout screen, and you have all this kind of technical detail. Like I was talking about these hoses, and we have this antenna here, and there is this blue canister on the top. I think this is oxygen. That would be cool. No other pegs on the side to peg any kind of weapons. On the bottom here, there is a groove. So on the backpack here, you can port in the grenade launcher. The scope kind of just fits into this little hole at the bottom of the backpack, and that's the way he can carry it. It looks really cool. I like that idea. So that's it for all the accessories. So let's get Range Viper out of his cardboard imprisonment. As always, we have a nice black and white depiction of the same artwork. Very cool. So here is Range Viper. Let's go over the style and the aesthetics of this figure. Right off the bat, I love the contrast between the black and the blue and the red eyes and the silver brain. It just pops. The black and gray and blue, just phenomenal colors. Love the vintage one. We'll have comparisons, like I said, towards the end of this video, so stick around. So let's go ahead and do a quality control test. Little loose. Of course, there is a web gear type of vest that is holding his ab crunch, so you know it's hard to tell whether you know, it's loose. But he stands upright. Take a look at that face. That looks pretty freaking wicked. I don't see any paint problems just yet. So let's go ahead and go from top to bottom and take a nice descriptive look at this figure. Obviously, the brains are showing. No, it's probably just a mask over his giant brain. You know, I don't think he's a zombie, but I think it's just a mask that he's wearing to intimidate his enemies. Really cool. He has a nice black and blue mask with red eyes, silver type of paint application. It's more like a flat gray, maybe a little bit of shinier gray. See the brain detail. He has like some sort of electronic comm in his ear. Crazy red eyes. I love red and blue contrast. It's probably one of my favorites since I was a child. So I can imagine the vintage figure appealed to a lot of children just because of how the color just pops. Taking a closer look at his face, he's wearing a skull mask with some dark kind of highlights on the mask just to emphasize the teeth. Red eyes. He has no nose because it's supposed to be a skull, right? But you can see some black eyeshadow under his red eyes. Really awesome. Looks freaking scary as hell. So he's wearing this blue shirt with a web gear over top and this beige type of pouches on the front. He has some sort of rounds on his shoulder, black and beige straps that go all the way around to the back. He has some sort of back plate. He has a blue shirt underneath with a really awesome Cobra logo on his shoulder. Sleeves rolled up, and he has this like black, I guess it looks like maybe some sort of tights over his arms. I'm pretty sure his skin is not this type of black. So as we move down, he has a floating black belt, which is not that loose, which is great. There's some pouches there. There is a loop to hook in something on his belt. Very cool. Got some more type of technical type things. There is a pouch here. As we look at his arms, he has some gray gloves, and there's a little bit of sculpting on the gloves there. He has this flat black pants with 2 holsters on the thighs. There's a holster here to put his sidearm, so we can just go ahead and just port that in. Might as well get that out of the way. He has some blue pouches. I think we've seen these pouches before. I think these are on the steel core. We'll bring out some other classified figures to do some comparisons later on in this video. He has some gray knee pads, gray boots. You got some nice texturing pant bunched up sculpting on the pants. Got some pockets on the butt here. Nice strap type of molding. These gray boots have some shin guards in a lighter gray. And then in the rest of the boot here, it's a little bit darker. So we have these gray boots with some gray shin guards that kind of go over his top of the foot. Not too much detail in these boots here, as you can see. But very nice color. I very much enjoy this figure so far. So let's go over a little bit of an articulation. You know, the butterfly, I always check the butterfly shoulder joints. They've got some nice range of motion here. Very cool. Of course, the ab crunch, it is hindered. Got a double ball peg in the head. It's very stiff. Probably could use some maybe a little bit of oil to lube that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and just bend his knees and see how that goes. It is kind of a little tight, but I'd rather have it tight than loosey-goosey. Probably could use a little bit of heat with these figures. Of course, just like a lot of action figures these days, need a little bit of heat sometimes to soften up the plastic. It is a little bit cold in my apartment. So let's go ahead and gear him up. So let's go ahead and put on his little handkerchief here. There you go. It would be a lot easier if you heat it up to take the head off. That was a little tight, a little harder to take off. Pops right on really well. That looks cool. I like that. So I believe this is the correct way of putting the bandolier on. I was looking at the picture on the box here. It's hard to tell whether the bandolier goes around down here since the grenade launcher is kind of in the way. Putting on the backpack is tough. Doesn't port in flush. There's a lot of stuff on this figure, so he is going to be a little top heavy, of course. And getting the stand up, it might be a little tricky, but there he is. He's standing up. So I found his axe here. We can go ahead and port it in onto his backpack. It's not very clear on where this goes, but I figured it out. I do not watch any reviews before I do my review. I don't pine at any pictures or anything like that. I like doing my reviews just off the cuff. So let's go ahead and do a vintage comparison. So here is my vintage Range Viper. Beautiful figure. I love the orange on here. It is amazing. You can see there's a lot of inspiration to the classified version. The blues are different. Bandolier is there with the bullets. Classified version does have a web gear on him. I do not have all the accessories of the Range Viper. I do have the size somewhere. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find it. I do have part of his grenade launcher, but I'm missing the barrel. But that is the weapon for the Range Viper. Same kind of brain showing. Very, very cool. They added a Cobra symbol on his shoulder. Vintage Range Viper does not. So let's go ahead and take a look at the backpacks here. Heavily inspired by the vintage. It's pretty close. I like that. That looks pretty awesome. Same kind of like breathing kind of oxygen tank on the top. And even the same type of boots and shin guards and whatnot, knee pads are all inspired by the vintage Range Viper. So here's Firefly with the Range Viper. It looks like Firefly is a tad taller than the Range Viper. So here is my Steel Brigade Stalker with the Range Viper. Looks like the Range Viper is a tad taller. So here is the Range Viper with my Beachhead version 2. Very cool, mixed up with the steel core. You know, since they're wearing blue, we can compare the two type of blue colors. Obviously, the Range Viper is a lot more blue than the actual blue from the steel core. So here is Range Viper with Outback. I put a different head on Outback. So the Range Viper has the same body as Outback. Everything is exactly the same, except for the Range Viper having a vest on. But as you can see, look at the arms. First giveaway. The legs also are exactly the same, just different paint applications. The boots are completely different, as you can see right here. Essentially, these are exactly the same figure, except for the head, of course. But I thought this would be a great comparison. So there you have it, guys. There is my review of Range Viper. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for the new subscribers. I really, really appreciate it. And to all the longtime subscribers, you guys are awesome. So for anybody that's new to subscribe to me, make a comment down below. I'll answer all your questions. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to help. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I have a lot more G.I. Joe Classified Series reviews, Action Force reviews coming in the future. So Yo Joe and Cobra!